Hello and welcome back to Simply at Home. Today's topic I have taken is social responsibility. Yes, most of us are aware of what social responsibility is, and it's more at the corporate level right now where people want to just showcase I have done something for the society, or it's more on target base that people are working on. Yes, there are many people who really contribute to the society at large in many ways, and hats off to each and every one of you out there. So, what under social responsibility am I going to talk? Being indoors, right? So, I have kind of thought of five categories right now. For these next 21 days, I come from India, and currently, effective from today, we are expected to be indoors. Should I say thanks to Corona that I have identified these five, and thanks to Corona that there is also a saying that something that you do for 21 days becomes a habit. So let's dive into what the five things that I have thought through. Number one being staying indoors. So if you can hear me outside here today, I live in a place where it's highly traffic zone, and I can never step out to take a video. But if I have done that today and still you can hear some noises out there other than the patrol, you can imagine how many people are still probably trying to get their basics done, stocking up things. So that, I guess, is okay. But hey, right now our social responsibility is to be indoors. I trust you agree with me that yes, we have to be indoors. And please pat yourself, clap for yourself, because you are doing a good job right now by being indoors. You are not the channel spreading this virus. So, point number one, stay indoors. Point number two, segregation of waste. While yes, there are many cities in our country who's already bringing that into a routine and a practice, there are many of us from where I come from in our city and in our space, it is not a mandate. Should we have to wait for a mandate? Think about it. We do need essentials to come around. We do need to go for we need to go step out for basic essentials and so on, and they will have to come and deliver certain things like milk and whatnot. So having said that, there is also this municipal waste vehicle which keeps moving around. Now, if we get into this habit of segregation of waste, there are many different benefits. I don't know, should I have to mention what those benefits are? I think we all have Google in hand. If you're watching this, you are a tech person and on the internet. My please humble request is please Google up for segregation of waste. Wow, that car just went up and down. Should we call that social responsibility? Well, let's continue. So, yes, segregation of waste. I'm going to be saying what it is in simple for many of us who do not follow it. It's just that you need to have broadly two categories. One is dry waste of your daily living. Okay, dry waste, something like this. So these needn't go into your dustbin on a daily basis. And there is this wet waste. So this is my today's or so-called half a day's dry waste and wet waste that I have collected, and I have been doing the segregation of waste till about a year and a half, and I haven't. I'm going to restart that today. So dry waste is anything that is dry and you can stock it up, keep it aside, and then do what you want to do later. Wet waste is something you need to eliminate so that you don't attract pests or rats and cats into your house at this juncture. We do not want another pandemic. So by segregating this, what you're helping yourself and the external world right now is you don't need to step out multiple times to dispose waste. for people who are living in condominium or these multi-story buildings, you might segregate it, or if you're still not following it, please start a segregation habit right now. You don't need fancy tubs and fancy plastic containers. You can still start with what you have, and it is possible. Even one balti or a bucket is enough to just start off right now. Now, what are the advantages of this is, whoever is going to come to collect, whoever is going to go to dump the waste, your number of times you need to step out will reduce, because you're going to segregate them and there's just one small category that's going to come out. That is number one. This is number two, segregation of waste. Okay, now three, what I would like to talk about is if you can further classify the dry and wet waste further into two more categories. Now, if you can just segregate the dry waste, which is recyclable, create a carton box, keep all the recyclable stuff together, and you can put it across further for recycling. And stuff which you cannot recycle, for example, cement, you cannot recycle. So if there's anything which is fallen off, or any such stuff which, or if you cannot differentiate between what is recyclable and non-recyclable in your dry waste, just put it all in one carton box. I'm sure the guy who's coming to help you remove and take it away for a recyclable purpose, he knows best as to which can be recyclable. Now, coming to the wet waste, this is my all-time favorite. Now you'll be wondering, all-time favorite? Yeah, I've been doing composting for about 5 to 5.5 years. Again, I didn't do any of those segregation in this last 1.5 years for various reasons. Now, this kind of wet waste, which is your vegetable peels, your coffee grounds, you can compost. Now, if you're really interested in composting, you don't need any of those fancy stuff. I have been doing composting with, I don't believe in plastic and plastic containers. I use these regular, earthy pots, not the cement ones which is painted brown, but proper earthy pots, plant pots which we get, and I just cover them with a lid. So all you need for this is, again, none of those fancy microbes and all those things. Trust me on this. You need this, dry leaves, and if you can get some soil that you have nearby, just add the soil and keep mixing it up. Now, 21 days is sufficient to find out black gold. I call it the black gold because it smells amazing, like the first few drops of rain that comes in, and the earth smells yum. That's the kind of smell that you will get once composting is completed. So if you can just eliminate wet waste under this category, the other category which you cannot compost is which has meat and dairy products, or anything that you have cooked cannot go into it. So composting is my point number 3. Okay, point number 4. I don't come from, obviously, if you can look at me, I am not a millennial, or I don't come from that generation. I come from this amazing generation which has seen no electricity to electricity, no telephones to telephones, no television to television, and a great shift already. So I have seen this concept of markets. Okay, you didn't have shops 24/7, you didn't have stuff 24/7, you didn't have door deliveries, you had to go carry your own bags and go. So it was called the monthly market and a weekly market. In Tamil Nadu we call it the Sandai. I don't know what they call it in your regional languages. So weekly market primarily has vegetables, anything that can perish in a week kinds. So you go get your stock done for an entire week for a full family. It was never just nuclear families then, it was always joint or extended families. So you can imagine how much and how many people had to go. They had to plan a week, what kind of foods to buy, and so on. Then comes your monthly market. Monthly market is where you stock up for the entire month, which can stay longer, like your dal, your spices, rice, lentils, those kind of stuff is done on a monthly basis. So we also knew the art of meal planning. Today there's a huge market and books and everything which talks about how you should plan for the month, how you should plan for the week. Just sit these 21 days, talk to your grandparents, talk to whomever elder in the family is, figure out how they did that. I'm sure you will. This, why I'm specifying about the weekly and monthly concept of market is step out, plan for your week, step out just once to buy those veggies or fruits, step out just once these 21 days to stock up your lentils or dal or salt or pepper. Excuse me about the mosquitoes have started. So do this as far as your shopping for basic essentials is concerned. Now lastly, the very most important, if this point 5 you don't do, none of the above makes any sense. Taking care of yourself inside out. You have to boost in your immunity, your mental health, your physical health. Just take care of yourself. Keep smiling and keep saying, I'm quite well. Do any of those prayers for the world, for yourself, positive vibration, think of the nice things, have hot water, boiled foods, hot stuff. Don't carry forward yesterday's food to the next day and reheat to eat it unless you have no other choice. So stay healthy, increase your immunity, do on the spot jogging, on the spot running, skip with your child, figure out some creative way to get physical inside doors. So other than sitting in front and vegging in front of the TV, sing. Singing is a way of breathing exercise. You need to inhale, you need to exhale, you can dance, you can turn on the music, you have the electricity in place. As I said in my earlier video, we have seen moments where there's been no electricity, no network, so we are blessed that way. So those are different things you can do to engage yourself the healthy way. Green tea and whatnot. Be safe, stay safe. Think about these social responsibility points that I've spoken right now. If there's anything more, kindly add in the comments below. This is a video specific to these 21 days. So feel free to share it with whomever you want to. And let's make this space highly responsible for you and for me. This is signing off, Ramya, simply at home.